Hello, my name is Megan Rowe.
My name's John Pope.
Hey John, do you remember last year when we had Karim and Kate come in and do the cookery?
I do remember last year for Jazz North Online for the broadcast festival that we did. Do you know what? That was really, really good because, you know, the further we've got into lockdown, the harder and harder I've been finding it to cook new, exciting, original things. I must have made the same vegetarian recipes over and over again. So any inspiration is hugely appreciated when it comes to the kitchen.
Yeah, also anything healthy because I think I've probably put on about 2 or 3 stone in the past year. So for me, the idea of a potato and spinach curry sounds like the sort of thing I need to get involved with. Take a look at our footage from Karim and Kate from last year. Enjoy.
So here we have the ingredients for our spinach potato curry. Spice I'm going to use: ground coriander powder, ground cumin, turmeric powder, cumin seeds, cinnamon bark, dry methi, red chili powder, crushed garlic and sliced ginger. I've made my own garam masala using cloves, black pepper, cardamom seed and some whole fennel seeds. The main ingredients will be spinach, potato, freshly chopped tomatoes and onion. And then we'll garnish off with some red chilies and chopped coriander. We've shown you how to make chapatis and pillau rice, basmati pillau rice. And we're now going to show you how to make a lovely, delicious spinach potato curry. First, pans. I've got a couple of pans. I need 3 pans. What we're trying to do is make lots of layers of taste. So I'll explain that as we go along. Get the oil on. Got the onions that we chopped. I've put some aside to one side. So we've got the onions, which we're going to saute. So I'll get the gas up to speed. So simple nut oil, anything. I mean, we can use ghee, vegetable oil. If you want, add a little bit of butter, it's up to you. So about 4 tablespoons of, I'd say 3 tablespoons of...
2.
Would you, Kate?
I would, I'd say 2.
Kate would say it's 2 tablespoons. Less oily the better, I suppose, but you do want some caramelisation, some cooking down, so don't make it too dry. I'd say 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Going to put the onions that we've chopped. Now, we did 2 medium onions. I have to say that we've put some onion to one side. I'm going to get the heat up, mix that in. Actually, that's far better. I'm going to use Kate's spoon. So that's great. You can hear it starting to warm up. I'm going to leave that with the lid on, just there. The rest of the onion I've put into another non-stick pan. A little bit of butter this time, bit of a cheat, but I love butter. So butter, oil, just enough onions to coat the bottom of the pan. Slow gas, because we've got the time. I'm going to put this on a slow gas, and those are the fried onions that we're going to use, nicely caramelised, slow. So we're going to garnish afterwards, mix it in, gives it that nice, there's that nice word, sweet, deep fried onions, nutty taste to go with our spinach and potato. So,
what spices are we using today, Karen?
Well, let's pump this gas down. Let's not go, right, keep the heat in. Starts to reduce down, hopefully in a couple of minutes. Spice-wise, we have the spices here. We're going to, I'd say, half a teaspoon of salt. We've got 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder. We have 1 teaspoon of cumin powder and a teaspoon of haldi powder. Those will form the basis of your stock, your sauce. And then to that, we'll eventually add the garam masala that we've grounded down. So see how that goes? That's on the go. We'll do that for a couple of minutes, but in the meantime, we've got the onions on the go. Let's get the speed in, we can always reduce it. And we'll prepare those potatoes. Bit of a cheat for speed. I wouldn't say cheat, just for convenience sake. We've boiled our potatoes. So
Do we need to put the gas on for the...
yes, I'm just about to put the gas on. There we go.
Is that high enough heat?
I think what we're doing is,
I wouldn't say that's high enough.
I think I'll swap it round. Do you know what? I'm going to put these onions over here and a higher heat over there. So you're looking at a good medium heat there for your onions. And I'm going to put a fairly low heat, but we could always monitor it with those. Got my favourite little spoon there for the onions. Got this there. Right, without further ado, the potatoes, so that's cooking away. I'm going to put the gas on. As I said, a little bit of nut oil. Same thing again, about 3. I'm fighting with the bottle's winning. Right, there you go. A little bit of oil again, about 3 tablespoons of oil.
I would say that's 1 tablespoon of oil.
Is that really 1 tablespoon of oil?
Yep.
I think I've gone healthy in my old age. Let's have a look. Let's put a little bit, just a little bit more. Nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. I've got that on the go. To that, I'm going to cook some cumin seeds.
Ooh, can we have a look at those on the camera?
We've got those. So this is what I'm going to put. Some cumin seed. I'm going to put that into the oil. That's going to warm up, produce that nutty flavour, that sweet nutty flavour. As soon as that starts to go, I'm going to put the kasuri methi, which is a dry methi. You can either buy fresh or dry. I've got dry. Gives you that curry aroma, the smell that people associate. Either that or a curry leaf. This is good. And then we're going to add the haldi for the coloration for the potatoes with a bit of garlic, but very quickly because we don't want to burn the garlic. So, in first, without further ado, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of cumin seeds. So I'll stick that there, put it to the side. That can just get the seeds covered in the oil. Keep an eye on the onions, just get that butter cooked in, coated, and really you just want to forget about it. Don't have the temptation to keep it on a high flame. We've got about 10-15 minutes to cook that, so just reduce the flame down. Right, now we're watching the cumin seeds and they're hissing as we're coming along. So cook them for about 30 seconds on a high gas, But don't forget, these are the potatoes that we've boiled. We've boiled them. So for ease, for speed, boil them, peel them and boil them with the skins on.
Why do you do that for?
Easier to peel afterwards.
Okay.
Don't need to get the potato peeler for me.
Okay.
Pure laziness on my part. Right, so the onions have been cooking. Still need to, I'd say, another couple of minutes just to sweat down. There we go. I'm going to bring the gas down for that. Right, that's ready. With this one, I'm going to turn the oil off. I'm going to turn the oil off. So, next thing, I'm going to put the haldi powder, fresh methi. I'm going to take a spoonful of the garlic, put that into there. Fresh crushed garlic. I've got a kettle with some hot water, just a splodge. Mix that all up. Make sure that the potatoes go in and then just caramelise the potatoes. What you're doing is just coating all the potato with that lovely seed, the
Smells
garlic, the cumin, the methi. Right.
good. Can we see that near the... Just a bit near
And
you?
then, sorry about that. There we go. So we've got this into there.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the sake of it, put a little tomato in. Just keeps the pan nice and wet so the potatoes don't stick onto it. Keep an eye on the onions.
Are we ready to put the spices in there now, Karim?
I think what we'll do, I'm going to put just the rest of the garlic.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put the whole garlic.
So how many cloves? What did you
So,
use?
sorry about that, yes. You're looking at 3 garlic cloves. So we used about a clove of garlic in the potato, and we did about 3 cloves of garlic in for the stock sauce that we're making now. About 3 pinches of the ginger. I'm going to save some of the ginger for the garnish, not for the garnish, but for cooking for the second stage that we'll do. Just like to layer the textures. So we've got some raw garlic, some raw ginger, and some cooked ginger into the dish. So I'm going to gently, without burning it too much, add a little bit of water, or better than that, just put the salt, a little bit of salt, draws the water out of the onion, so you're not burning it. I think we're really ready to go with this dish. I'm going to put the rest of the spices in.
Just remind us again what spices you've got there.
So with the last of the salt, so I did put about a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of haldi. Haldi's your favourite. I love haldi, though it does. Kate was complaining it does spoil her spoon, so
It does.
I think I owe Kate a
You
new
use my
spoon.
dessert spoon. So
I know, terrible, isn't it? And the haldi, we'll just coat all those onions. Haldi's the notorious one for when you get those curry stains.
What's the name for haldi, Karim?
Oh, turmeric.
there we
Turmeric.
go.
Ah, that's it. Yes. And you get those food medals on your shirts or blouses that you can't get off. Well, as we call them. Right. So we've got your onions and your spices all mixed into there. Thanks for the. That was very. So, going to take some onions. I'm going to put the rest of the onions into.
Do you mean tomatoes?
Oh, so the onions, yeah, the tomatoes. Thanks. I'm going to save, I'd say, a spoonful of the tomato that we've chopped. These are basically 2 large tomatoes. I'm going to save a little bit. I put in the potatoes, but a little bit later on, towards the end of the dish, well, we'll just garnish it. So about a tablespoon of tomatoes.
To save.
To save. Right, so put those in. And these, I'm going to cook. I'm going to swap this over here. I'm going to put the gas back on. Keep an eye on the onions, so they're just cooking nicely. They're not going anywhere. I may just add a little bit of salt, just a very small pinch of salt. Bring out the water so that the onions won't fry. And I'm going to add approximately, let's have a look, 200 millilitres of water. I'm going to use boiling water. Just makes the process quicker. If you use cold, then you're just reheating everything. So this is some boiling water. I'll mix this in. That's lovely, that all goes in. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to transfer this over to the potatoes, and this can all cook down with the potatoes now. So that comes out pretty well. I'll put that into the pan, turn the gas off, and we're going to simmer this for about a good 10 minutes. The nice thing about the boiled potatoes is that it gives it an opportunity for all the spices to soak into the boiled potatoes. They're cooked, so you're reducing the cooking time. Oh, hello again. So you're reducing the cooking time, and we'll come back to that in about 10 minutes.
Is it time for a cup of tea?
I think a cup of tea and a
Are you going to leave the lid
Johnny
on, or are you going to take the lid on?
Well, that's the difficulty. I could just put this. It doesn't fit all the way through. I'm just going to rest it on there and just cook it. And you can keep some of the heat in. What I will do, I'll put it onto a boil, and then I'll keep it topped up. In the next 10 minutes or so, if the water goes down, what I'll do, I'll just top it up with the water, with some extra warm water, and let it reduce, add a little bit of water, but keep it on a high simmer. So we want to cook it, but we don't want to spend all day cooking it. We'll see you shortly.
Right.
We had one of those cheeky little moments. Kate and I made a nice cup of tea, and Kate said to me, "What's this?" And we'd realised I'd forgotten to put the garam masala into the sauce before we went off for our little tea break. So we already put that in, cooked it for 10 minutes. We'll have a look at it now. It's cooking, bubbling away nicely. What I had done as we went along, kept the heat up, nice, good, vigorous heat, but then I kept on topping it up with water. So it reduced down, add a little water, but not, not more than the level of the potatoes. Now we've got a lovely cooked sauce there, ready to add the various ingredients. We've cooked down the onions.
Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
Health and safety point of view. Can you have your cup of tea, please?
Health and safety.
You're going to knock it.
Where's my apron? That's what I said. I said to Kate, put that for what? What about an apron? She said, no. Right, okay, where were we? So the onions, as you can see, we've got the onions nicely coloured, going slightly brown. Not overly brown, but that's good. I'm going to put the fresh chilies and chili powder in. Now the nice thing to think about curries is it's not critical the stages. I could have put the chili powder in with the curry sauce at the very beginning, but I like to get the onions with a little bit of flavour. Look with the oil how it absorbs all the colour. That's lovely. That's good. I'm happy with that. Right. We use spinach leaf, but you could use beetroot leaves or shredded kale. Some people even use like a spring sweetheart cabbage, finely chopped to cook it into there. I'm just going to put about a big handful into the dish. What am I going to do? I'm going to coat all the spinach. What I might do is add a little bit of water in my handy kettle. So I'm going to put this into there, just a small amount. Now some water's going to come off from the spinach, but I want to mix it. So I'm not worried about that because I can always reduce it down. So whilst that's happening, I'm not going to beat the dish to death. I'm going to put everything in together. So when I do mix, I only mix once. In fact, what I could do, I'm going to be cheeky here, I'm going to get a few more spinach leaves, get them out, and just wash the pan out. Get all that flavour into there. Oh, look at that. I'm going to put that in, turn that off. I do like my ginger, so I'm going to put, again, we've got the cooked ginger, I'm going to put some raw ginger in there. Got a bit of a bite. A few of the tomatoes, you don't need to put all of them. Just visually, what you like is what you've got. And then get the gas up and spend the next couple of minutes quickly folding that in so all the spinach leaf can get the heat. It's covered by the sauce. Cooked in, stirred around. Cook it down. It shouldn't take more than a minute or so. A little bit of coriander afterwards, but I like to, again, cook some coriander in and then garnish with the coriander afterwards on your dish when we plate up with the chapatis and the rice. So, there is our take, not the definitive take on spinach and potato, but our take on a lovely, delicious, simple Corner Cafe spinach and potato curry, served with Kate's wonderful, simple, plain basmati rice and our team effort on the chapatis. Very quickly garnish, get some rice. Kate's lovely rice, get it into a warm bowl. What I do is I hold the spoon over the bowl and move the pan away. So I'm not actually, if it drops, it's going to drop into the bowl, and that's enough to share, I think.
Made too much rice again, huh?
Never too much rice. Those little cloves of garlic, can put them into oil, keep them to one side, use them in cooking in another dish another day. Right, come on, let's eat. Ooh, these bowls are hot. Let's get a bowl away. Right, here we go. So we've got your delicious spinach and potato curry, Katie's perfect basmati rice, a lovely chapatis, and a few things to go with it. I think I deserve this, Pims. So I'll pour you one as well, Kate.
Thank you very much, darling.
Yeah, let me get one for you. Sounds good. We'll see you soon. Bye.